Hey everyone, this is another Time Conquers All vlog. I have the urge to update this story that I'll probably never write down. But might as well do a little backstory on it. In my last video I talked about the different characters. Damn it. Well, like I said, in the last video, there we go. I talked about the different characters, and how they're going to play into the background. Here's the basic setup. A kid around my age wakes up in the middle of hello. Anyway, you got through. Okay. Anyway, a kid wakes up in the middle of medieval times, or at least a medieval world. He straight up isekai there and all that jazz. When he's there, he wakes up in his normal clothes. Again, isekai. I never watched all of that one, the one where he dies. But he keeps on responding and all that good stuff. Never watched all of that, but I've heard it's really good. He's in his normal clothes and he's a bit groggy. Oh yeah, the name, Oakland Swearingen. He dons this name because a normal name like David, aka me, isn't exactly going to be too appropriate in medieval times. You need something more more appropriate for the time era. And I know what you're thinking, oh, David's a biblical name. Same with John and all that. I disagree, because this world is like Fire Emblem or Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings, where their names are fantastical and have a double meaning to them. So, yeah, he dons the name Oakland and last name Swearingen because I like the sound of that. And it's also kind of my alter ego that I've yet to implement. So, congratulations, all people who are wondering if Oakland Swearingen was a real person. You have found the real one. It's not really a mystery. I just like going by that name, and I'd like to remain a bit anonymous because I don't want my entire life being broadcasted for the world to see. So, of course, that's why I'm making a vlog series. Anyway, so I'm basing the events off the story, off the albums that I have and the albums I put in my car, like The Doors, which is going to make up the first arc of this story. For instance, Break On Through the Other Side, he gets picked up by a group of spies making their way into the city, and they agree that they'll take him in if he acts as sort of like a sickly guy. We're just transporting him in because he's sick. He needs some medicine. Can you ignore the back of our cart, which has a couple of other dudes who are back there? It works, only for them to ditch him on the side of the road, just kick him out. To which, of course, the guards are like, "Hey, where are you going? We want to ask you some questions." And he says, "I'm a Swearingen." A name that doesn't exactly go too well, because that name holds weight where he's now in. So he breaks into the streets, gets away from the cops, got to break on through the other side, and takes refuge in a kitchen, a soul kitchen. So yeah, he's making his way through those and he takes refuge there. And I think the next track, the Crystal Ship, is where he meets the main love interest, and definitely a new main character in this story. Damn, where do I put this? D on doors. Disney. Daily. What am I talking about? It's right here. The doors. The doors. And I think that through this girl and through other means, he'll join the Thieves Guild, only for it to be burned down. Thus, the end. Only for the place to be burned down, or the spy group, found out, and they have to take refuge outside the place. But not too far from it is a carnival. That's where I get the idea for Magical Mystery Tour. So they set up shop in the Magical Mystery Tour of Doom. I'm just kidding. It's actually okay. And they even run into some of the royals who've come to collect the main love interest, who might not be as, just, I'm an average girl who's making her way through this world, and I know how to defend myself, and I'm a borderline Arya level assassin. She's probably something else, but they always managed to outwit them. Until the Kingsguard shows up. See, the people who they sent were just average knights. When they get to the Kingsguard, ooh boy, you're in for trouble. And that's not even counting the princes and their retainers, and same with the princes and even the queen. Ooh boy, it's their power scaling time. And when they fight the Kingsguard, they really have to go all wizard-like and shit. And fortunately, they do find a wizard who starts to teach our main characters how to defend themselves. And he manages to outwit them with the helps of some of the tracks from Dark Side of the Moon. So that's there. Dark Side. I do that thing from Hereditary, where the little girl makes that noise every once in a while. Before you know it, my mom's gonna be crawling on the ceiling and hanging her head against the attic door. And speaking of Halloween and dark subject matter, unfortunately, even with their new powers, some of these characters are still gonna die. But our main character figures out his main ability. You see, as he travels through since he's traveled through time, and since he's been associated with electronics and stuff like that, and is really fluent in modern day technology and how to build it and stuff like that, he starts to gain lightning powers. He's not that too good with a sword, but he is good with heavy metal abilities. So of course I got this idea from Black Sabbath. I need to work on my Black Sabbath collection. They are awesome. I mean, personally, I think Black Sabbath's career is really weird because on one hand, Ozzy just helped them bang out perfect record after perfect record, and then not anymore, only for them to eventually recruit Dio, and then Dio left, and then they brought in the Deep Purple guy, and the Deep Purple guy sucked. They brought Dio back again, then Dio left again. It's weird. But anyway. Unfortunately, even with the heavy metal powers, they get captured. And thanks to a Pink Floyd shirt, they see that the symbol that he's wearing is actually lining up a lot with the symbol of their gods. So he's taken in, or at least put prisoner, while the girl is revealed to be the next in line to marry the king. It's sort of like a harem, so that way he can just keep on banging out more kids. And there's just one problem. he's 40 and she's 15. Now, of course, it's not too well off, because considering that, the options aren't too better off, because the main character's 20 and the girl's 15. But hey, it's medieval times. Make do with what you fucking got. And from his prison, he dedicates some songs that are never made in this time. And these songs can be used to weaken the soldiers and the people, so he can escape and possibly kill the king. Of course, he doesn't really know how powerful the king is yet, but hey, it's worth a shot. And the girl's on his side with this. I need to give the girl a name. Cartheo. Yeah, Cartheo's good. And the songs they sing are, of course, the events that happen are eerily similar to Neutral Milk's Hotel, in an aeroplane over the sea. And I also think that this should be the point when they start introducing technology, like things mysteriously start falling from the sky and stuff. And only, of course, the character, Oakland, can take advantage of it. And Micklin the king doesn't know. Of course, Micklin manages to beat our main character because he's too powerful. And he puts them under a tighter watch. However, they do earn his respect, and with him claiming to be a Swearingen, he thinks that maybe he could truly disgrace the Swearingen name, for it was the rival house to Micklin's, and it's the one that he overthrew, the one that he claims were the real monsters, manipulated the public into thinking so, when in reality, they were the true protectors of the realm. And he can probably use this new boy to corrupt that, but of course, not really. And then slowly over time, the true characters, they slowly start to fall in love. And they do it to Yoshimi battles the pink robots. Because now, of course, what was her name? It's had a cool idea for her name, but I forget it. Well, anyway, her name, that I said a while ago, look back on this video, she is sent off as punishment to, go into battle. She almost dies, but of course the main character goes out, and the king is like, I'll share her with you. But of course, you will only get scraps. But in reality, she is using this thing that Oakland was able to develop. Have you ever heard of this thing called birth control? So yeah, the two really start to get along, and do you realize that one day all of us will die? But not today. Not today. But anyway, this is a very rough draft, as you can tell. One thing that I want to avoid, and this is an important lesson that the South Park guys, ironically enough, taught me, because I watched their video on it when they taught a class, not an entire semester's worth, but just a class. It was, if you're going to tell a story, it has to be a coherent tale, not just a jumbled mess of events. That's what happened with that's what happened with Game of Thrones at the end. It seemed like a giant mess of events that just happened for no apparent reason. I mean, sure, you could tie in Daenerys' transformation into a tyrant, but it was never. But it was never earned. It just sort of happened. So that's the important thing. You have to make it earned. So, that's that. Make sure to look back on these videos so that way I remember what my characters are called. I mean, Mictland and Oakland are pretty easy to remember because, land at the end. But, fuck, I don't know. Anyway, I hope that whoever the fuck is watching this, you have a good day, because I saw that I have 5 views, or maybe it's more by this point. I hope you enjoy this, and do not steal my ideas, because guess what? This is just a rough draft, and no matter what you make, this will probably be a better idea than whatever the hell you do it. So make it original. I'm kind of stealing from other things, but at least I'm trying to make them my own. You have to come up with your own original ideas. Stop just repurposing the same stupid ideas for everything nowadays. I'm looking at you, modern day Hollywood. Anyway, bye.